Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Ferris State Hockey, joined by head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, welcome to the show.
Great being here, Rob.
Hard to believe we're into the final couple games left here in the regular season already.
It is, isn't it? I mean, it's an amazing thing where, when the season starts, it seems like it's going to be so long, and it seems like it's going to get, there'll be times where it drags out, but all of a sudden you blink and you're at the end of the year.
I know, obviously, this past weekend, maybe not the results you wanted. Is check out some of the highlights of the series at Northern Michigan. Maybe just talk about this past weekend as a whole.
Sure, I'd rather not, Rob. And no, it was not the results we wanted. We did not have a good weekend at all. And the Friday night game, we were just bad. There was no other way to say it. I thought Saturday we actually played better. It was just one of those nights where everything they shot went in, and we had plenty of chances ourselves. We got a few goals. But it was just one of those cases where it seems like everything they shot ended up in the back of our net.
I know, obviously, you never wanted to make excuses. Maybe talk about the goaltending, obviously. I know you had some injuries and some illness in that area.
Yeah, we did, but it's no excuse. Friday night, I thought Noah actually was fine Friday night. I thought, the team in front of him was not fine. And I would normally have switched him out partway through, not because he was playing poorly just to do it, but as you referenced, we had some injuries and illness. And then the next night Noah started, and there was a flu bug, and he was sick. And in between the first and second, he couldn't go back out on the ice. And so, it was a case where between the injuries and the illness and net, a position that's been terrific for us, and they've been great. All of a sudden, we were pretty thin back there. And I give Logan a lot of credit, Logan Stein, because, he was physically not 100%, not close. And he was only going to be used in an emergency backup situation. Well, we found ourselves in an emergency. After not missing one game all year by our goalies due to injury or illness, all of a sudden, boom, both of them. And, but Logan, he came in, he played well, and given it some limitations physically, I thought he did a very good job for us.
I know, after a tough weekend like that, how much do you kind of rely on your veterans to be able to put that one kind of behind you quickly and get ready for the next series?
Well, we're going to have to, Rob. I mean, we have to. We have got to have like zero memory and just look eyes forward. I think between now though and the weekend series coming up against Lake State, though, we've got some hard work to do in practice, and we've got to exercise a few of those demons, and there's no way to talk yourself out of it. There's only one way to get out of it. That's going to be a lot of hard work this weekend, and we've played so well for a long time this season. I don't want that last weekend. It's just one of those ones. I apologize, but the best way to say it is just to flush it. Just flush that, and let's move on and not dwell too much on that.
Obviously, you move on this week as you take on Lake Superior State. Final series here of the regular season, and two important games here in terms of the conference implications.
Yeah, it is, and we've still got a shot at home ice, and we're one win away from being tied for the fourth and final spot. So, we still have a lot to play for, and regardless of how, we're going to need some help now. Obviously, we need St. Thomas to handle Bemidji State. We need Bowling Green to knock off at least once Northern Michigan. But as important, because we have played well on the road this year, but it's important, we want to be playing well moving into the first week of playoffs.
Obviously, you saw Lake Superior State here earlier this year. Played two games against them in January, and you certainly know them very well.
I do. And they're a good team. I mean, and they've played much better here in the second half. And so it'll be two tough games, and really looking forward to the series. We always finish every year against Lake State because they're our closest competitors in the CCHA. And so, it seems like every year it comes down to these two games. They're important games for us and for them. And so, over the years, a pretty good rivalry between the two schools.
Obviously, Friday night, a typical 7:07 start. Saturday moved up, though, a little bit, 5:07 start, and chance to celebrate your seniors on Saturday night.
Yeah, it is. And, we're going to do something a little different this year, Rob. We'll do the ceremony prior to the puck drop, the 5:07 puck drop on Saturday. But then after the game, what we're going to do is reconvene in the volleyball arena. And we're going to have a senior recognition night there. And I want to invite all the fans. And even if you don't attend the game, you're welcome to come to the recognition night. And Harrison Watt, the voice of Bulldog Hockey, will be there to moderate it, and we're going to give the seniors a chance to get up and say some thank yous. The band will be there, and it's going to give me an opportunity to thank our pep band for, geez, what a great job they do in terms of bringing entertainment and value to the hockey games. And it's not only the hockey games, but it's the basketball, the football, all the other sporting events they show up, and so it's an opportunity to thank some people, let our seniors thank some people. I think it'll be a fun night. I don't anticipate it to be more than 30, 35 minutes. So, you know, that we push the game up to 5. We'll have that done afterwards, and I think it'll be a nice cap to the season and get us ready to catapult into the playoffs.
As you mentioned, the playoffs, obviously, as we've seen over the course of the year, anyone capable of going into the CCHA tournament and having a chance to win?
I think so. I think seeds 1 through 8 have a chance, and you know, there's going to be upsets. This is as tight as I've seen the league, and even in years where it's kind of gotten separated, you've seen upsets in different rounds, and I see it no different this year. I believe in 2016 when we won the at the time of WCHA playoffs, we were a 4 seed going in. So, you know, anything can happen. Ideally, we move ourselves up in the standings as far as we can. Gives you a better seed, and hopefully it would be nice to get home ice. But regardless, and I have always felt, Rob, that the hardest round to get out of is first round. That's where you got to beat a team 2 out of 3 times, and that's tough to do for anybody. But then rounds, semifinals and finals are just one game. You know, it's a one-game shot on 2 Saturdays. So anyways, you know, everything will be put into that first round. You get through that, and you never know.
Obviously, I know as you go into a playoff situation like that, you kind of rely on the guys that have been there before. A lot of the young guys maybe haven't been there on the college level, but have certainly had some experience at various levels.
Yeah, they have, and you know, we've prepped for this all season long. We talk about developing good habits and jettisoning bad habits. I've always felt the more pressure the game's in, the more you revert to some bad habits when the pressure's on, and so you try to drum those bad habits. If you have a tendency to take a poor penalty, ill-advised penalty, well, it seems to rear its ugly head in the most important games at the most important time, and that's why it's so important that you're disciplined and you remove those aspects from your game.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time, and best of luck as you take on Lake Superior State this weekend here at home on Friday and Saturday.
Thank you, Rob.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action and get all the results online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.